Hey guys, it's Queen Onset Haru, and I'm coming to you today with another exciting edition of Ask an Aquarius. So if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and smack the bell. Okay, so I got a message yesterday from a woman. Her name is Carla. Carla is 30 years old. She is seeing a gentleman who is 32 years old. They've been together for 6 years. Carla is an Aries and the gentleman is an Aquarius. So she wanted me to tell her what did I think about their situation. For the past 6 years they've been together, he has worked sporadically, mostly not. The last time he had a job was like 4 years ago. But Carla feels like he has a lot of potential. He's very intelligent, he's very handsome, he has a lot of charisma. She said that he has some artistic abilities such as drawing, some musical abilities. I think he plays like a bass guitar or something like that. And but he just hasn't, in her mind, found a big break, you know. So she wants me to tell her if I think that she should hang in there and wait for his potential to blossom because, you know, he is so talented. So I'm glad she mentioned this to me because I have seen this problem a lot. As a matter of fact, as a young girl, I dealt with this problem too. The issue of potential. Okay. A lot of us think about this. Oh, this person has so much potential. I had the same exact experience. My daughter's father was a phenomenal graphic artist. Phenomenal. One of the best artists I've seen. And at the time, my best friend, her children's father, was a musician. He was amazing. They were rappers. He was in a rap group, and the lyrics and the beats. I mean, it was good stuff. You know, really good stuff. So much so that he's one of the few people whose mixtape I actually would listen to. You know, very good underground vibe. But again, neither one of them ever went anywhere with their talent. Never. You've never heard of this gentleman. If I mentioned him, you would be like, huh, who? You've never heard of him because he never did anything. You know, my daughter's father totally went off into a different direction. He does like culinary arts or something now. Totally different direction. And which is fine, but my thing is that just because a person has potential doesn't mean they're ever going to live up to it. Number one, everybody has potential. Everybody. We are all born with a divine purpose, a divine mission. So we have some kind of potential from day one, either art or music or spirituality or engineering or a gift of words or plumbing or cars or something. All of us have something. So to stay with somebody because they have potential is not very intelligent. Because we all have potential. That's not really special. You know, some of us have more potential than others, but we all have some kind of potential. This is the question that you have to always ask yourself when dealing with this. Is the person working on their potential? Now, if they're out there in the street hustling, doing their thing, like in his case, he's a bass player. So if he was playing at little venues and, trying to get out there, and she said that he had a gift of gab, good charisma, handsome guy. If he was out there pounding the pavement every day, trying to make his dreams come true, then I would absolutely stand by him. If he was out there every day, going places, doing things, taking up gigs, getting business, even if it was small. But if he was really putting in effort, because my thing with potential is, fuck potential, where's the effort? Okay? So if he's putting in effort, then I would be willing to watch his back. I'll be willing to hang in there for a certain amount of time because everything has an expiration date. But if he is not doing anything, you said in 6 years he hasn't done anything. He's had a couple jobs. You said it's been 4 years since that even happened. So for the past 2 years, he's been laying on the couch, and you said playing video games. He at least he does help out around the house a little bit when he feels like it. You said he sometimes will do the dishes. So I'm like, okay, at least he's doing something. But to me, it's not enough to hold on. It's not enough for me to hold on to the relationship. Personally, I would have walked probably a couple years ago because he's not putting forth any effort. If a person is putting forth effort and they're really going towards their goals, they're really going towards their dreams, I can see you supporting them in any way that you want to support them. But in this particular case, you've been financially supporting him for 6 years. Even when he was working, he always fell short. So you've been financially supporting someone for 6 years because they have potential that has not become anything because they haven't put forth any effort. Chances are you guys will go 6 more years exactly the same way. So if it was me, I would just tell homeboy, like, look, it's been 6 years of this. If you don't put forth some effort, if I don't see a change in the next 90 days, I'm leaving. Flat out. And if he puts forth some effort and he makes a real change, I'm not talking about just lip service or put up a couple of applications. I mean, if he really puts forth effort and really pounds the pavement for the next 90 days, then I'd be willing to consider staying with him. But if he's still laying on that couch after you made that statement, I'd pack my stuff and leave. Or put him out, whatever the case is, because it's always easier for you to leave than it is to put somebody out. I've come to find that. Unless of course it's like, your house. But if it's a rental property, man, please let that lease expire and keep on moving. That's what I would do. And just leave, and let him lay there on a couch and figure out a way to take care of himself. Because basically you got a grown ass kid on your hands. And he has no intention, at 32 years old, he has no intentions upon doing anything. He's going to keep laying on that couch playing video games because that is what he's been used to. People get into these like ruts of doing the same thing over and over. And if allowed to, that's what happens. So if you are not fighting with him, I wouldn't fight with him, period. I would discuss it. First of all, this is a conversation that needs to be, a communication kind of thing. So if you're having communication with him and you guys talk about this and you let him know, like, this isn't working for me. It's been 6 years. Because even though in his mind, you said in his mind nothing is wrong. Of course nothing is wrong because you're taking care of everything. You don't have a man, you have a child on your hands. So I would give him 90 days, no more, no less. And if he hadn't made a very visual change, like bringing in some money, handing you, shoot, I don't care if he worked for Uber or Lyft or, Uber Eats or anything, just do something, bring in something. And in the meantime, it will behoove him to really work on his talent. If he's very talented, his talent can make him money. So some of those little jobs playing bass guitar at, the I was going to say the Laugh House, but that Laugh House is closed. But, playing bass guitar downtown or, taking, a little gig here and there, or maybe doing some visual art for somebody that wants a logo for their business or whatever the case is. Maybe he needs to set up his own business online where he does, you said he does some kind of art. So maybe he can set it up like that or draw some pictures and put them on Etsy, anything, but he has to show some consistent effort and begin to contribute to the household he's taken from. So he's eating, he's drinking, he's using electricity, he's using water, all of that stuff that he's using is money, and so I'm not telling you that money is the most important thing in the world, because it's not, but it's not fair for you to take care of a grown man. It's not right. It's not fair to you, and it's really not even helping him. It's only making him worse. It's only making him do more of the same thing. So if I were you, that's what I would do. I would give him 90 days to show and prove, and if he hadn't shown and prove, I would hit the bricks. So, a lease is only for a certain amount of time. That could even be it. By the time this lease runs out, if you aren't doing anything, I'm rolling out. Because you might not want to break your lease. Whatever, whatever amount of time, that is. But for me, it would be 90 days and I'll be rolling out, And like I said before, it's not easy to give up on something that you've been working at for this amount of time. But you and I both know that you are only going to be doing the same thing. It's not going to change. There's no reason for him to change. So you got to make that decision If you don't care and you're fine with taking care of him for the rest of his life, then that's on you. But honestly, I would want a man in my life, not a boy, not a kid, that's sitting on the couch playing Tour of Duty, you know? And I'm paying for this astronomical electric bill. Like, that's never going to work for him or for you. The relationship itself is always going to be in the same situation. You told me. You said that you guys always argue. You said that the relationship always has negativity. That's why. Because on a certain level, you can't respect them, number one. How you respecting somebody you take care of? It's hard. And I mean, there's a certain level of human respect you just give a person in general. But he's trying to play Billy Badass, man of the house, and you ain't brought in no money. It's not going to work. So think about that. Think about that strongly, because quite frankly, you wasting your time. Deuces.